to the next part of this dense connective tissue. In the last blog, I was explaining you about the regular and irregular dense connective tissue. And I think the last topic we have dealt with the irregular dense connective tissue. First was the cartilage, second was the bones, and third is the blood we are going to discuss. Okay. So blood is a fluid substance. We all know that it runs across in each part of the body and reaches to each cell also. And we have also studied from the childhood onwards, it is responsible for carrying the oxygen from the lungs to the various parts of the body, right? So student, here we are going to study about the blood runs out across through our arteries and veins. You are knowing this very nicely. So let us see the composition of blood. Actually, blood is the composition of a plasma. Fluid nature is due to the composition nature of the plasma. Okay, and this plasma is made up of 95% of water, then remaining percentage deals with the hormones and nutrients and some of the ions also. Once again I am repeating, this blood deals with the plasma. So I was telling you about the plasma. Is the fluid nature of the blood is due to the presence of plasma, student. The plasma comprises of 95% of water and remaining 5% comprises of hormones, nutrients and some ion molecules, just like potassium is there, calcium is there, sodium may be there. Okay, some type of ions are there. So student, now we are going to see the composition of a blood. Now what this blood consists of, which cells are present in this blood. So we could see RBC, WBC, platelets. Okay, RBC is there, WBC and platelets is there. RBC standardized name is the erythrocytes, WBC is the leukocytes, platelets is the thrombocytes. Okay, so first of all, we'll look for the RBC. RBC, you know very well. What is the full form? Yes, red blood cells. WBC, white blood cells. Red blood cells appear to be red due to the presence of hemoglobin. It is mentioned there also, it is present due to the presence of hemoglobin. It appears to be red in color. Okay. This hemoglobin are the pigments which appear to be in the surface of the red blood cells. Just like the leaves look green due to the presence of the chlorophyll. So this RBC, red blood cells, appears to be red in color due to the presence of this hemoglobin. And this hemoglobin is having affinity towards oxygen. So the oxygen molecules are binding to this hemoglobin. As we are knowing now, this RBC carries oxygen. So who is carrying, who is catching, who is holding up? Hemoglobin. Okay, next one we could see a WBC, and one more thing student, the average lifespan of RBC is 120 days. Student, the average lifespan of RBC is 120 days, which is the longest lifespan by the cell, and we are knowing that the average lifespan of a cell is 24 hours, but just you think that it is taking 120 days to accomplish its lifespan and is ready to divide. Okay, so here is with the RBC, and one more important thing, it is devoid of nucleus. They don't have nucleus. Okay, and it is present in maximum in number ranging from 5 millions to 5.5 millions. Next is the WBC, white blood cells. It is also present in the blood, but it doesn't appear due to the presence of RBC, which is maximum in number. So this WBC is dominated over there, so we cannot see the WBC white texture in the blood. Okay, so leukocytes, this are performing as a defense mechanism of the a vital role in the defense mechanism of the body. They are protecting us from the various diseases. Okay, so in this way, this WBC leukocytes is the army force of our body, which is protecting us from the various pathogens attacking to our body. You know, now we are suffering from the various diseases due to bacteria, viruses, right? These all are the pathogens which attack our body, consume our nutrients and causes disease. So this WBCs, there are different varieties of WBCs. You will study further. So these leukocytes or WBCs are responsible for the defense mechanism and maintains our immune system so that we are protected from the pathogens. Next is the platelets. Platelets is termed as the thrombocytes. These platelets are responsible for the clotting of blood. We are knowing that when any kind of cut is there, when any kind of injury is there, or any kind of accident is there, then what happens? Our skin, our tissue is injured and there is oozing out of blood. This oozing of out of blood, you would have noticed that this is not continuous. All time there is not oozing out of blood, but it is stop after some times. Why does it stops? Why doesn't it continues for the oozing out of blood? Because this platelets gets accumulated. There is a process. You will study further. So just you understand that this platelets is responsible for the clotting of blood here. Okay, if platelets would not have been there, then there would not have been any kind of clotting of blood, and this way the person would face a lot of problem, and can be threatened to his life also. Okay, so this platelets plays a vital role. So let us see few points here about the blood. You know these points already, but let us see. This is responsible for the transportation of oxygen molecules from lungs to the various part of the body. We are knowing that we are inhaling oxygen and that is reaching to the lungs. So from the heart there is a path connecting to the lungs, from where the impure blood is coming and getting oxygen oxidized, becoming pure and reaching to the various parts of the bodies, right, and giving oxygen to each and every cell of the body. In this way we can say that they transport the oxygen molecules from lungs to the various parts of the body. Next is helps in carrying nutrients. Okay, helps in carrying nutrients to the various parts of the body. So it is also carrying nutrients. The digested proteins, fats, minerals, whatever is being digested in our intestine is absorbed by the villi, which is present in the inner lining of the intestines, and hence it is mixed with the blood through the blood vessels and is distributed throughout the body parts, and hence we could say that helps in carrying nutrients to the various parts of the body. Hence we have completed the connective tissue, student. Now further we are going to deal with the nervous tissue. We will see in the next block. Okay, thank you.